I spent 100 days recycling cans of Pringles, and I'm about to give $1 million to the first person who comments, fart.
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that
Recycling! Well, it's important as modern climatologists to discuss the important topics. And one of the most striking debates around our climate is recycling. Now, if you have spent a majority of your life recycling, separating your papers from your plastics, your lights from your darks, I'm here to tell you, you should be angry. You should be angry because you've essentially just shit your whole life away. Why I'm saying this is because there's a misconception on what recycling is. And what did we learn is the most important part about being a modern climatologist? It's education. I think I said another word. I don't remember. Put it here. Informed. That's a smart man right there. So this misconception of recycling is that, oh, I have a carton of milk. I'm going to put it in this little blue bin, and now my conscience is clear, and I'm going to heaven. I wish that was the case, but you're not going to heaven. No, recycling as just a word is a misunderstanding. It should be reselling. Because that's what recycling is. That's what it has been in America. Recycling has been reselling. And our products are so fucking clustered with shit that it is impossible to resell some of the stuff, even if the packaging says it's recyclable. A can of Pringles says on the packaging it's recyclable. Okay, that's legal. You can say that. What is a can of Pringles made of? It's made of paper. It's made of cardboard, and on the inside there's an aluminum sheet. Since there are 3 different things going on in this product, who's going to buy it? The paper manufacturer isn't going to buy the paper on the outside of the can because they don't want to have to separate it from the cardboard and the aluminum. And then the same thing goes for the metal manufacturer. They're not going to buy the aluminum because they don't want to have to pay to separate it from the paper and the cardboard, and so on and so forth. And therefore, Pringles cans are just going to end up in a landfill. And we're running out of land to fill. I know if you drive through Kansas, you're looking at all this flat land and thinking, we could fill this with so much trash and shit. But that's a very good idea. You can't fill Kansas with more shit than there already is, because that's not what we're here to do. Okay, so then why doesn't the Pringles manufacturer make Pringles cans that we can recycle? Here's a very short answer to that question. They don't have to. Couldn't the government make them? Is that what the government's for? I don't know. But they haven't. Manufacturers are not responsible for the waste that they produce. There's this great documentary that was produced by NPR, National Public Radio, and they don't have an agenda. But they produced this very informative documentary about recycling, the history of it, and I'll link to it in the description, because external links are good for channel growth. But one of the people that they interviewed in that documentary said a very fascinating point, that manufacturers are looking to us and going, what are you going to do about it? That's not how this works. But just know that the problem of recycling, it cannot be solved by the consumer because it's the manufacturer. So why is recycling important to the modern climatologist? Well, really, it's just because we're running out of space. We can't send it to developing nations anymore. That got banned. We're just running out of room. But from a scientific perspective, what can we observe about too much waste and not being able to do anything with it? What have we observed from that? Well, we've tried throwing it in the ocean, okay? And why is it bad to throw shit into the ocean that shouldn't be there? Is because it messes with the environment. It messes with the microorganisms, with the algae that's produced in the ocean that can help clean the atmosphere. It smells like shit, and it's hard to breathe, and there's not enough room for it. You know, what are you supposed to do with it? It looks bad. It just makes life less enjoyable. And that's, both observably true and somewhat anecdotal. But so I don't want to say that if you've been recycling throughout this video that you've wasted your time, but essentially you have. But here's the note that I want to leave you with. If recycling makes you feel good, think about why it makes you feel good. Does it feel good because your honest intentions is to help the planet? If your intentions are good, and you can reflect on yourself at the end of the day and you can go to sleep at night, then that's okay. But if you reflect on why you've been recycling and you think about the campaigns, marketing ploys by Coca-Cola or Pepsi or by the NFL, and that these organizations make you feel good for recycling, then take a step back before you throw your can into that blue bin. Maybe throw it in the green one. Recycling!